You don't realize it, but you've been creating your life with two magic words. Words so common. They've gone unnoticed like air. I am. Every time you say, I am sick, I am lost, you're not telling the world something. You're programming yourself, collapsing realities. Because identity doesn't observe. It creates. The most fascinating part is that this power manifests silently, without a manual, without warning. You grow up believing you're just describing facts, when in reality you're issuing decrees to the energetic field surrounding you. Each I am is a vibrational frequency that tunes your body, your subconscious mind, and your destiny. It's as if life were a radio station, and you were adjusting the frequency without even realizing it. Stop and think. When you say, I am tired, you're not just tired in that moment. You're declaring yourself as the embodiment of tiredness, signing a contract with your biology. Your nervous system accepts that statement as identity and begins aligning your internal chemistry with it. That's how the subconscious mind records programs. You don't attract what you want, but what you accept yourself to be. Science has already shown this in surprising ways. The placebo effect proves that when someone believes in identity, I am healing, the body responds physically. The brain releases substances, the immune system reacts, biology shifts. It's not magic, it's neuroscience in action. Belief is identity, and identity governs experience. The law of attraction operates in this invisible field that connects the inner and outer worlds. Now imagine the opposite. You identify as sick, a failure, or incapable. What happens? Your subconscious mind builds circuits that confirm that version. External reality only mirrors that inner programming. It's like looking in the mirror, expecting to see a different face. Impossible. You can only attract abundance when your identity is already vibrating abundance. And this is where the timeline shift begins. You might be wondering, if it's so simple, why does it feel so hard to change? The answer lies in habit. For years, you've repeated negative declarations until they became emotional truths. And when you try to state the opposite, I am abundant, I am confident, something inside resists. That resistance isn't failure, it's just the old programming defending its survival. Identity acts like an access password to the universe. And that password can't be typed with empty words, but with emotion, repetition, and presence. When you say, I am with conviction, your body feels it, your subconscious records it, your vibrational frequency rises. That's how you connect with the energy of worthiness and begin collapsing new realities. See, we're not just talking about motivation or positive thinking. We're talking about reprogramming your mind, aligning body and spirit into a field of coherence. It's in this field that you stop being a seeker and become a chooser. It's in this field that the law of attraction stops being theory and becomes quantum practice applied to life. I want you to pause now. Take a deep breath, exhale slowly, and notice what comes to mind when you say, I am. What was the first word that attached to that phrase? Was it a word of expansion or limitation? This simple observation already reveals your dominant programming. Don't judge, just notice. It's the first step toward reprogramming your self-image. Throughout this video, you're going to discover how to use I am as both a spiritual and scientific tool. You'll understand how your subconscious mind responds to those words, how your energetic field organizes around them, and how you can choose your new reality now. What's coming next isn't theory, but practice that transforms. But before we continue, I want to make you a special invitation. If this content has already begun opening your mind, subscribe to the channel now, like the video, and turn on notifications. That way, you'll make sure you don't miss any content on quantum manifestation, subconscious mind reprogramming, and timeline shifting. And of course, comment below which I am you've noticed yourself repeating most in recent days. Because when you share, you activate. When you declare, you anchor. This is the first step in creating not just your new identity, but also in inspiring others in our community to do the same. We are building a collective field of transformation, and your voice is part of it. Now, imagine what it would be like if every time you said "I am," you were opening an invisible door to a new line of reality. Imagine if life were like a hallway with infinite doors, and each declaration was the key that opened one of them. Which one would you choose to open today? What would you dare to declare? Maybe this idea sounds too bold, but quantum physics has already shown us that reality is shaped by the observer. And if identity is the lens through which you observe, then "I am" is the command that decides which universe solidifies before you. This isn't a metaphor, it's science and spirituality dancing together. And it's exactly this dance between science and mystery that we're going to explore next. We'll dive deeper into how neuroscience and quantum physics explain the power of "I am" and how you can apply this knowledge to reprogram your mind and create a high vibration reality of abundance, health, and love. The journey is just beginning. Have you noticed that? While spirituality speaks of conscious creation, modern science is beginning to confirm every detail. Quantum physics brought us the observer effect, showing that reality isn't fixed but responds to whoever is observing. The "I am" works exactly like that. It's not a description, but a decision about which reality you collapse. Neuroscience complements this view by talking about neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't rigid. It reshapes itself through repetition and emotion. Every time you affirm "I am abundant" and feel it in your body, new circuits begin to form. It's as if you're sculpting a new identity within yourself until that version becomes natural. Joe Dispenza talks about the coherence between the heart and brain. When you enter a state of presence, breathe with intention and elevated emotion, your body responds as if the desired reality were already real. That's when your subconscious mind accepts the new identity without resistance. That's when your vibrational frequency rises and your energy field responds. Now, notice the difference. Desiring abundance and declaring "I am abundant" are two distinct frequencies. Desire points to lack, declaration points to being. When you anchor in the "I am," your subconscious mind stops seeking and starts expressing. It's the leap from seeker to chooser, from someone who waits to someone who creates. Maybe you've already tried repeating affirmations without results. That happens because the body wasn't involved, only the conscious mind. Words without emotion are like seeds thrown onto dry soil. The secret is to activate the right emotion, to feel as if it's already real. When you declare "I am loved," and your body responds with warmth, your nervous system records that truth. I want to guide you through a brief experience now. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, place your hand on your chest. Silently repeat, "I am enough." Don't rush. Don't force it. Just feel the echo of that phrase resonating inside you. Notice if there's resistance or surrender. This simple exercise already begins to reprogram your identity at the subconscious level. And here's the magic. Each time you practice this, you're strengthening a new neural network. You're programming your body to live as if it were already true. Quantum physics shows us that reality is a field of possibilities. Your "I am" is the selector that decides which of those possibilities will materialize in the now. If your self-image was shaped by declarations of lack, the universe simply mirrored that back. But the good news is that mirror can be changed. Each new affirmation is a polishing of the lens through which you observe life. The clearer and more aligned the lens, the cleaner and more abundant the reflected reality becomes. Do you see the power you carry? It doesn't matter what has happened up to now, because the power of "I am" only exists in the present. It's here and now that you can declare your new identity. It's here that you can align your vibrational frequency with abundance, with love, with health. The universe doesn't respond to your past. It responds to who you are now. Remember, identity is not who you were, but who you choose to be. neuroscience, and spirituality are saying the same thing in different languages. While one speaks of synapses and circuits, the other speaks of soul and essence. At the core, both are pointing to the same secret. You create your reality from what you claim to be, which brings us to an even deeper point. If I am decides your reality, then we're not just talking about positive thinking, but about a spiritual technology hidden in plain sight. A technology that once mastered enables timeline shifts and instant identity changes. And this is exactly where I want to take you now. The next key isn't just in science, but in the mysticism that has always known this. Masters like Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn were proclaiming this truth nearly a century ago. What modern physics calls the collapse of the wave function, they called the conscious affirmation of I am. See the beauty? The old and the new meet, and you can use this meeting point to reprogram your life. We're not talking about something distant, but about a simple daily practice that redefines your self-image and aligns your energy field. This is the portal we're about to open together. So get ready, because in the next part, you'll discover how spiritual masters explained this power long before science, and how to integrate that mystical wisdom into your daily practice, turning I am into your spiritual GPS to navigate reality lines. Long before quantum physics spoke of the observer effect, spiritual masters were already teaching that I am was the key to creating realities. Neville Goddard said, "You become what you affirm, I am." It's not poetry, it's internal programming. It's identity shaping the energetic field that responds to you in real time. Florence Scovel Shinn also reminds us, there is a place that only you can fill. That place isn't geographic, it's vibrational. It's the unique frequency you activate when you declare who you are. I am isn't just a phrase, it's your address in the universe, a spiritual GPS that guides your timeline shift. Notice how these ancient statements align with the law of attraction. While many people strive to wish, pray, or visualize, they forget that desire is secondary. What actually collapses reality is vibrational identity. It's not enough to ask for abundance, you must affirm, I am abundant. That simple shift in identity is where the miracle happens. What seems like mysticism is actually coherence between energy and consciousness. Neville said that when you declare I am, you are putting on a new version of yourself. It's like changing spiritual clothes. And when those clothes are felt, they become your skin, your vibration, and inevitably, your experience. Now, imagine I am as an invisible compass. Every time you repeat an affirmation, you turn the needle toward a reality line. If you keep saying, I am tired, the pointer aims toward a future of exhaustion. But if you dare to declare, I am radiant, the pointer adjusts and begins attracting situations that sustain that radiance. The mystics knew this practice wasn't just mental. It takes emotion, imagination, and surrender. Neville asked his students to close their eyes, breathe deeply, and feel as if they were already living the affirmed reality. That's the secret to transforming an empty mantra into a new internal program. Notice how this connects with what we've seen from neuroscience. Emotion plus repetition equals neural circuitry. Spirituality called it faith. Science calls it neuroplasticity. The name doesn't matter, the effect is the same. Your brain, body, and energy field start to vibrate as if it were real until it becomes real. Spirituality also warns us about the power of negative words. Neville said, never affirm what you do not want to be. Even simple phrases like, I am unlucky, act as creative decrees. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish jokes from truth, it just records the vibration. So instead of using I am as a chain of limitation, you can use it as a key to freedom. That choice is always yours. No external force dictates who you should be. The universe responds to your identity, not your desire. Think of this. I am is like the secret name you tell the universe. When you declare it, you tune in, send a signal, open a field. And the field, like an echo, responds faithfully. You can choose to repeat old names of lack, or you can rename yourself, choosing to be abundance, love, light, when Florence said, "There's a place only you can fill." She was talking precisely about this field of identity. No one else can occupy your frequency, because no one else can declare your I am. That's the divine exclusivity that already lives in you. Now I want you to try this. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, silently declare, "I am infinite." Don't try to believe, just feel. Notice the energy expanding in your chest, as if it's connecting you to a greater space. That feeling is the echo of your spiritual GPS adjusting, and that echo goes beyond the individual. Every time a person declares a new identity, the entire collective field expands. When you rise, you also lift those around you. Your elevated vibration is a silent invitation for others to change their realities to that. So I am isn't just about you. It's about the impact your identity has on the collective. And it's about that impact that we're going to dive into next, understanding why resistance shows up and how to move through it to solidify your new internal programming. Have you ever tried to declare something powerful, like "I am abundant" or "I am confident," and immediately heard an inner voice say, "No, you're not"? That's resistance. Many believe it's a sign of failure. But in fact, it's quite the opposite. Resistance is proof that reprogramming is happening. The subconscious mind has been trained for years to protect the old identity. It acts like a guard, defending patterns that have become familiar. Even if those patterns cause pain, your subconscious prefers the known to the unknown. That's why changing identity requires courage and consistency. When you feel discomfort declaring a new identity, understand, it's just your nervous system trying to recalibrate. That discomfort is like the pain of a muscle that's never been used and is now being exercised. It's a sign of expansion, not error. Resistance, then, is a portal. Each time you move through it, you're teaching your body that the new reality is safe. You're showing it that "I am abundant" can be just as true as "I am tired" once was. This is how you collapse different realities. But how do you move through that portal of resistance? The key is to combine breath, emotion, and declaration. Breath regulates the nervous system, emotion records the experience, and declaration shapes the identity. It's a powerful triad for reprogramming the subconscious mind. Let me guide you through a simple exercise now. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for 3 seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. As you exhale, place your hand on your heart and silently declare, "I am safe." Repeat 3 times, feeling the calm spreading. This practice creates coherence between body and mind, dissolving resistance. If you do this every day, you'll begin to notice small changes. That inner "not true" will get weaker until it disappears. Your body will begin to accept the new programming, and your self-image will transform. You'll stop fighting resistance and start using it as fuel. This practice is one of the most effective ways to align your vibrational frequency. Because when the body feels safe, the subconscious mind relaxes and opens to new recordings. In this state, you can declare "I am" with truth. And here's a precious key. When you reprogram yourself, you're not just changing phrases, you're changing your identity. You don't attract what you want, but what you've become. This is the identity shift that sustains timeline jumps. If "I am" is the password, resistance is the firewall. It's not an enemy, it's just an internal security system. It's up to you to show that the new path is safe, that the new identity is real. That's the daily work of reprogramming your subconscious mind. Now, if you want to accelerate this process, you need structure and consistency. That's why I created the Quantum Journal Bundle, a 33-day practical guide with exercises, reflections, and energetic routines to raise your vibration and solidify your new identity. It's like a roadmap to support your transformation day after day. The link is in the description, and this could be your next step to aligning emotion, body, and mind in coherence. Returning to our journey, I want you to understand that every time you move through resistance, you open a new vibrational door. And once you walk through, your new version becomes more and more solid. That's the point where your self-image stops being an ideal and becomes a lived reality. And here's the most magical detail. External reality begins to lag like the light from stars. We still see even after they've died. Your current life is a reflection of old identities. But when you maintain the new declaration, soon the reflection aligns and you begin to live your new I am. And it's precisely this phenomena of quantum delay that leads us to the next step. Understanding that each I am is a selector of reality lines, and that the life you're living today isn't what you're declaring now, but the echo of what you declared yesterday. Think of reality as a field of infinite possibilities. Each choice of I am is like a click on an invisible selector that determines which version of your life manifests. There isn't just one timeline, there are many, and your identity is the code that decides which one you walk. Your current life isn't a reflection of what you desire, but of what you declared yourself to be in the past. It's like looking at stars in the sky. Some no longer exist, but we still see their light. That's how your reality works. What you're living today is just the delay from an older version of yourself. This means you don't have to wait for the future to be different. You can change now, and the reflection will inevitably adjust. When you declare with certainty, I am abundant, I am radiant, I am love, the energetic field responds and begins aligning the circumstances around you. The mistake is in waiting for the world to change first before affirming who you are. That's the mindset of the seeker, constantly asking for signs, praying for confirmation, but never stepping into identity. The shift happens when you become the chooser, when you decide and embody the new version of yourself. Imagine walking into a room filled with radios tuned to different stations. Some are broadcasting scarcity, others abundance, others love, others fear. I am is the knob that turns the dial. If you keep repeating, I am unlucky, you'll only hear the scarcity station. But if you dare to declare, I am prosperous, the signal shifts instantly. This analogy reveals something essential. You don't need to fight the bad stations, just change the frequency. It's the same with your identity. There's no point in battling the past, you just need to tune your vibration to a new I am. Now I want to offer you a practice. Close your eyes and imagine you're standing before several glowing doors, each representing a version of yourself. Read the signs on the doors. I am tired, I am abundant, I am powerful, I am free. Which door do you want to open today? Choose one and mentally walk through it, feeling yourself stepping into a new timeline. This simple exercise begins training your subconscious mind to see yourself differently. It's like entering new coordinates into your spiritual GPS. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to maintain the new frequency. The key here is consistency, because your old identity still echoes like a burned-out star. But if you hold the new one, soon your outer reality reorganizes. You begin to live in a timeline where abundance, love, and health are natural. And here's the most surprising part. You're not creating anything from scratch. You're simply accessing what already exists. All versions of you already exist in the quantum field. I am is the key that opens the right door. You don't need to try to invent. Just choose and align. So instead of looking for signs in the external world, be the sign. Declare with confidence who you are, and let the universe reorganize around you. That's the essence of quantum manifestation. You don't wait for change, you become the change. And that's what we'll conclude in the final stage. How I am isn't about waiting, but about becoming. And how you can integrate this truth into your daily life so you never again doubt your power to reprogram your mind and collapse the reality you desire. Now that you understand that I am is a selector of realities, here comes the great shift. Stop being a seeker and become a chooser. The seeker waits for signs, asks for confirmations, looks to the external world as if the answer is out there. But the chooser already knows. The key lies in identity, in the now, in what you declare yourself to be. When you say, I am waiting, you create an eternity of waiting. When you affirm, I am healing, the body begins to align. When you dare to declare, I am abundance, the energy field responds with opportunities, encounters, and synchronicities. You don't attract by pleading, but by already living it within. This is the point where quantum manifestation stops being theory and becomes daily practice. You stop trying to force the universe and start trusting it, knowing your elevated vibration is already attracting what you need. This is the timeline shift so many are searching for, unaware it was always within reach. Change happens when you shed the old identity like shedding skin. It's not about denying the past, it's about releasing it. It's an act of self-love, thanking the old version that brought you this far and making space for the new one. In that process of letting go and receiving, transformation becomes solid. Now imagine a mirror in front of you. In it, you see the old version tired, limited, repeating, I am tired, I am unlucky. Look into their eyes, thank them, and say, I release you. I now choose who I am. Then, see the new version in the mirror, confident, radiant, vibrating. Abundance, declare, I am this now. This simple visualization is not make-believe, it's a subconscious reprogramming practice. The mirror is a metaphor for the energetic field that reflects who you affirm yourself to be. When you change the image, you change the reality. The secret is consistency. It's not enough to declare once and go back to the old pattern. Repetition with emotion is the key to solidifying identity. Each day, you strengthen the new version until it becomes natural. And when it becomes natural, you don't need to repeat it anymore because you're already living it. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, it takes effort, attention, maybe even fear. But once the new skill is recorded, the body takes over and you just flow. It's the same with identity. At first it feels strange, then it becomes normal, until you can't remember what it was like to live without it. And here's the beauty. You don't have to wait months or years. Timeline shifts can happen in seconds because the change isn't in the world, it's in you. The outer reflection may take time, like the light of stars, but your vibration changes the instant you declare it. That's why I affirm, don't wait to be in the future. Don't say one day I will be. Declare now, I am, and live as if it were already real. That's the fastest way to collapse realities. You don't create abundance, you are abundance. You don't attract love, you are love, always. Remember, you are not a seeker, you are a chooser. And each choice of I am is a quantum leap into a new reality line. Everything you need is already within. You just have to declare it, feel it, and sustain it. This is the dance between faith and science, between spirit and biology. When you understand this deeply, you'll never again doubt your power. You'll realize there is no fixed destiny, only chosen identities. And that the energy of worthiness is not earned, it is recognized. You already deserve, already possess, already are. The most incredible part is that when you take on this posture, you inspire others. Your elevated vibration becomes contagious, a magnetic field that lifts the collective. It's not just your life that changes, but the lives of those who cross your path. That is the true impact of I am. So I ask you now, what identity will you choose to affirm from today forward? Which door will you open? Because the universe is ready to respond, not to what you want, but to what you are. And you can decide that right now, and to seal it all. Let's enter the conclusion of this journey, where I'll remind you of the final key. I am is not about waiting, but about becoming. We've arrived at the point where everything converges. You now realize that I am is not just a phrase, it's the most powerful spiritual technology that ever existed. It's the bridge between science and mysticism, between subconscious mind and energy field, between desire and reality. AM doesn't describe, it creates. It doesn't observe, it shapes. It doesn't wait, it manifests. This is the transformation in a single sentence. When you declare I am, you are becoming in that very instant, and the universe simply responds to the vibrational command. Of your identity, there are no more hidden secrets, nothing outside you. It was always in your daily words, repeated so often, unconsciously. Now you awaken to use that power intentionally, consciously, and elevatingly. This is the calling of your soul. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Silently say, I am the frequency of my new reality. Feel as if the universe is collapsing around you, because that's exactly what's happening. The energy field responds, the body records, the mind expands. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't condition it on the future. Declare now. Life isn't happening out there, it's pulsing right here inside you. Every breath is a portal, every word a key, every emotion a seal locking in the new reality. You may still feel fear, and that's okay. Fear is just the echo of the old version trying to survive. But you already know how to move through resistance. You breathe, you declare, you feel. You release and receive. You become the shift. When you change your identity, everything around you reorganizes. People start to see you differently. Opportunities appear. Synchronicities unfold. It's as if the whole universe is conspiring, but in truth, it always was. It was just waiting for you to tune in. Now it's your turn to choose, to declare, to live. You already have the power to reprogram your subconscious mind, to raise your vibration, to shift timelines. What's missing is only consistency, trust, and surrender. I truly believe you're ready. Because if you've made it this far, it's because your soul was already calling. You didn't find this message by chance, you were guided to it. This is your confirmation, the sign you've been asking for. So declare with me now. I am abundant. I am love. I am free. Repeat it until every cell in your body recognizes this truth. Repeat it until doubt no longer exists. Repeat it until you live as this identity. That is your chosen destiny. And remember, there's nothing more powerful than sharing your journey. When you speak it out loud, when you comment, when you inspire others, you anchor your identity even more. Transformation isn't solitary, it's collective. So I invite you now, if this message touched you, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with those you love. Comment below which I am you choose to affirm today, because your declaration might be the sign someone else needs. Together, we are building a movement of awakening, a community that raises the planet's vibrational frequency. Every comment, every share, every affirmation creates waves that go far beyond the screen. You are part of it. So receive this final call. Declare who you already are. Don't wait. Don't delay. The reality you desire already exists. All you have to do is choose, feel, and live it. Because I am is the key, and you already hold it.